Ophelia, I will need you at the front desk, please.
Can you go to DM on call? Sorry, did you want me in my head? I didn't have my headset on.
Oh, no, I requested Ophelia at the front desk.
At the front desk, she is still in her room. So wait,
Yeah.
so did you? Is this contacting her through staff comms or?
Yeah, like the sending stone stuff. I would have just been like, hey, can you come to the front desk?
Okay, right. Give me 1 second to
Yeah, do you think?
set up. Thank you very much, Gabe. Hello again. Sorry that this has happened so much. I didn't expect it to be switching around so much, but here we are. Switching around constantly.
Hi.
You made me jump. Wait, are you
So sorry.
are you playing your Whisper character here?
Huh?
Are you playing your Whisper character here?
Hold on just a moment.
Okay, Annis. Well, hope you have fun. I'll see you in a bit.
To answer your question, I was for a time and for a small bit because I thought it wasn't. I thought it was like already fine, and I just made her into an elf or something like that. But because the thing is that I kind of panicked after someone said that humans are not allowed here and they're basically food. So I kind of panicked and said, "Oh, she's an elf." So yeah.
So you can't bring humans can't make their way here because there's a thing that's stopping the portal for humans who come for even coming here in the first place. So probably ask Kazuki about it. You'll probably explain it a bit more.
I panicked a little bit. I panicked a little bit. I got a question actually.
You got a question?
It's considered basically half elf and
Oh, this character? So in gang, you can only be a human. You can't be a mix. And it's because you ask Kazuki for permission to do so.
Yeah, I kind of panicked a little bit and I just did that. Hey, Kazuki.
Yes.
I kind of panicked a little bit because I use this character and I use it in the gang RP as well.
Yeah, if
So-
they're human, they can't be here.
Yeah, I do apologize, but she did turn into a vampire, by one of the vampires. So I don't know, and that but we decided to just I wanted to just talk to you about it first, and I wanted to apologize for bringing her in here.
You're fine. Just we'll talk about it afterwards. But she can't be a vampire or anything like that in Gang RP, obviously, because everyone's human, and we have strict rules for humans only. But yeah, that's fine. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, I do apologize. Yeah, I do apologize about it.
No worries.
I'm gonna head into session, Squeakers, okay?
Alright, see you.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Oh right, they're free. I'm talking.
Oh my god, there's quite a few people in here.
195.
No.
195.
Oh, you know what'd be funny actually? What if someone just said they untab and then they just say haha joke and then everybody else like whoa.
The one she sings.
What do you want to drink?
Sure. Very adamant on singing.
What still thinks funniest drink on menu is French kiss?
I mean, that's
Honestly, what's the
understandable.
point? I feel like the snake oil's gonna start.
You should try a French kiss. That'd be funny.
Nah, I definitely don't want to know.
What's in these drinks, 'cause one of them.
Well, I want to know what a French.
Yes. I did.
Why are you pointing guns at our patrons, Evelyn?
Oh, hello, Ophelia. I have something very important to ask you.
Of course.
Do you like Katy Perry?
Who?
Son.
Uncultured swine.
Uncultured.
Katy Perry. You know, the one that sings about fireworks?
I do not want to. I don't. think
I've
she's
already shot
ever-
somebody already for this. You should pick your words very carefully.
I think you should pick
Melissa.
your actions quite carefully, Evelyn.
No, I'm bored. This is what I do when I'm
You're
bored.
bored. Maybe you should have thought of that before you took over an entire establishment that provides services to people.
Why don't I provide service? Oh, there's someone important here.
Someone important.
Downstairs by the bar.
Hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say important, but they're wanting to conduct possible business. And they're a close friend of Ethan's.
Okay.
Ethan.
Yes.
Ethan.
I'm surprised as well, he has friends.
Jack, I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
look at that.
He has plenty of friends.
Just go downstairs.
I mean,
Also, if you're bored, Evelyn, perhaps go
you say so.
fornicate with someone.
Pilk your
I heard sucking
silk.
dick can be quite fun.
Just do whatever makes
Ew,
you happy.
I don't stoke down to your level.
Just have a chocolate cake shake.
okay.
If phallus is not on your, well, list of enjoyments,
lose my
perhaps a
job.
nice clam. No sense of humor, that one.
Hello, mother. You notice that his face his mouth is a little bloody. I turned
Eating again?
someone into. No, a patron demanded that I turn them into a vampire, so with Lady Evelyn's approval, I turned them into my thrall.
And whom was that?
They were a half elf. They came here. They had like a lot of weapons, and yeah, they just wanted to be a vampire to the point where they were insisting on being a vampire one way or another. So I took them to the gazebo and I converted them.
I think the procedure for turning someone into a vampire is a bit more, well, a bit more grace, a bit more ceremonial. I am now in the deep parts of the voice.
I'm not exactly the best one at ceremonies or remembering them.
I see.
You know this. That said, they are an assassin apparently. Well, obviously by all the weapons, so I'll inquire about that. That may be useful.
Please do. But for now, I have someone I need to meet with.
I'm sure you know of the council member in our midst.
Council member? Do you mean
the last of the Lycan council?
Ah, yes. He came here with us.
Yes.
Looking for weeds. Weeds are better, no?
Sorry, marijuana.
He has paid for everyone. Everything is free thanks to his generous sum.
Everything is free.
Good evening. Different things. Okay, why are you calling
He
me?
paid
Still,
for
nice to see you
everything.
again.
It's slang.
He paid for
It's like
everything.
another word. It's like,
For the night.
Oh, it's like calling someone a twat.
Everything but our
Okay, got it.
services.
But for an object.
Listen, twat is slang, okay?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, but he just said that
I did
weed
not
is
realize
slang,
that
too.
he had so much wealth.
Yeah, weed is slang.
Yeah,
As
so it's
the
like calling
last
someone a
member
twat,
of the
but for an
council, I
object.
assume he has
Yes, vampires.
inherited
similar in the sense of it's a type
the
of
other
slang word,
members'
different in what it means.
fortunes.
Oh, wait, different types of slang have different types of meanings?
Quite the bountiful fortune he has.
Yeah,
hasn't
he also
he?
said that, yeah. He said also with Nightshade, apparently.
He doesn't seem in such a celebratory mood, though. He went up to his room.
He's been there for a while, so.
Yes. We did offer him a VIP room, correct? He is a, well, very important person.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
wonderful, but it feels kind of pointless to insult plant.
He
Plant
is
doesn't have
also
feelings.
wondering about
How you doing, Polka?
fighting tournaments and pits and that sort of
He
thing.
wishes to have fighting
Those aren't
tournaments
really
and
plants,
pits.
they're more like beings made.
We used
He
to have a
said he'd
few of
wait for
those.
you.
But then there are plants.
I
He said
see.
he'd wait for you to talk with you about that.
Mm.
Anyways, I'm not going to hold you here any longer, Mother.
Thank you,
Sometimes
dear.
they talk.
I mean, they've seen
Ronan.
people.
Your guest is in there.
I see.
Mm.
Wait, they can
Wait, so if you have a living
I am
plant,
sorry to keep you
we-
waiting.
you calling a plant
How may I be
being-
of service?
Oh. Madame, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Corvo. I'm
Corvo?
an old friend of... Yes. I'm a very old friend of, well, I think they call him the old man here. Ethan Allard.
Ah, yes, Ethan Allard.
Wait. Hello, I'm Bradley.
I see.
Sorry, he was the one who kind of taught me how to be able to speak properly. So, some years have passed, and I've meant to come back to not only thank him, but offer my services now that things have progressed positively.
Offer
Is
your
a better word for it.
services. May I inquire what these services are?
I am an alchemist of sorts.
An alchemist?
I've also
Pardon
learned a
me.
little bit of bartending, but that was more or less just a need for money, so...
I see.
I've never really talked to him much.
We are always needing new staff to fill our ranks. You are a vampire, after all, correct?
I'm not gonna go there.
Yes, though unnaturally born, still, the yearning for blood is there.
When he's not trying to kill someone,
I see. I see.
Usually though, when you say your boss sends you regards, that's usually a
I took them out back.
Would you like this somewhere a bit more private? Perhaps.
you know?
And perhaps a glass of wine or blood.
Tony sends his regards.
I feel wrong to reject the lady's offers. Of course.
I'm basically a vampire, so
You gotta let it go, brother.
Do you know
Tony's are so
Nina,
He's thinking.
how do you do? I trust you had a safe journey here.
I mean, some people
Wonderful.
come for me and I pay
And what is that on your head?
This is a thought of my shapeshifting.
Wait,
Considering
I see.
the accident.
You even have a tail. How cute.
Was it funny?
Did the patron perhaps request this?
You two have problems.
No? It's not part of your services. Perhaps you should start advertising it.
That's not in debate.
Into the of the taste of hopefully.
Who needs
Corvo, would you like wine or blood?
I'm usually the servant.
Oh, I believe I'd gotten a Crimson Moon before, which tasted wonderful, by the way. I suppose some blood wouldn't be too bad, at least not in the middle of the day.
Nina, if you could give us 2 glasses of blood, please.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, dear. I do pride myself on providing good service. And if you're a friend of Ethan's, then, well, you're a friend of mine.
Well, I am honored now. Honored. Thankful.
I want more coffee.
Honored, yes. Honored.
It seems Ethan was quite thorough in his teachings to you.
Well, he had taught me quite a lot, but I had felt during the time I had been a bit of a burden, considering all the other duties he had already had. So I had stepped away to learn myself and try to come back a bit more skilled in
Thank you.
linguistics. Thank you.
If you'd like to come with me, we'll take this upstairs. It's a little bit quieter.
Very complicated.
Okay, Mr. Trump.
Hope you don't have that multiplied by 5. That'd be extra complicated. Observant. That'd be weird. They can't convert.
So, Corvo, where did you and Ethan meet?
Technically in the middle of the woods.
I see. I'm assuming you were abandoned after you were converted.
Not exactly. It's a long story that I have no wish to bore you with. Just our introduction was a little bit of me kind of appearing out of the ground and yelling and screaming, and a couple of kicks were thrown and a couple of things were broken, but eventually I got around to communicating with him.
I see. Lord Fenwick, I hope you're enjoying your stay so far.
Your rooms are quite nice. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. If you need anything at all, do not hesitate to ask us. We are here to accommodate.
There is a smell of blood in your forests. Just so you know.
A smell of blood. Human. Vampire. Perhaps
No, of
Wendigo.
your own kind. Faint, probably nothing to worry about.
Sounds as though I've arrived in poor timing.
Poor timing. Perhaps it's convenient or fortuitous. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, I'm so used to going to my room over late that I've automatically walked in that direction.
I can't exactly blame anyone for getting lost in a home. They always feel like labyrinths to me.
This should be a little bit quieter. My voice is not quite there yet, which is... It's because I was playing as... Thank you. I made sure that this
Do you wish me to
was...
close the door?
Please, dear. So you're a friend of Ethan Allard. Don't think I've ever met any of his friends.
Well, I say friend, but he gave me a chance to socialize and interact with people, which is difficult considering my appearance, so I wish to thank him for that.
I see. Quite a unique appearance, if I do have to say so.
Like I had stated, unnaturally born, but a vampire nonetheless.
I see. So you wish to seek employment? Am I to understand that correct?
Well, I wish to offer him any of my assistance that I can, and if he works here for you, then I believe that would move down the line straight to you. So, yes, if there is a deed that I can assist with, a toxin to be made, a poison to be crafted, a target to be eliminated, I will help if needed.
An alchemist is very important. I believe I have maybe one in my midst. But another one would be very valuable. For combat purposes or leisurely purposes, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I do know of concoctions that tantalize the flesh, accelerate the nerve. I believe I understand what you're saying. I believe they said this place was also a brothel.
Yes, it is. The Vixen. The only brothel for vampires on the Isle of Gale. My voice is not there.
I've noticed.
Sadly, Ethan is not here. But I'm sure we can arrange a trial of sorts for you to begin working here.
Whatever you need me to do, I will be at your service.
Have you... Sorry for the lack of tact. Have you ever fucked before?
I'll be honest, I haven't exactly found anyone who finds my appearance wanting in that regard. Not to say I can't, Though I do need certain concoctions to loosen the skin just a tad, but no one's found me of interest in that way.
You'd be surprised. We get quite a lot of curious and quirky individuals. I asked mainly just so you
could
keep your
imagine.
mind open to it. You never know who might ask.
Well, not that I'm against. Just, I'll be surprised if anyone founds me in that way.
I imagine quite a welcome surprise. As long as you're open to it, it is fine.
Of course.
Nope, I'm good.
Alchemy and bartending. We always do need more bar staff.
Well, that works out bad. I mean, like, I've been in more pain.
I worked as a bartender for a bit, though they had me heavily cloaked and covered, so being able to freely work would probably be a little bit easier when it comes to making mixed drinks.
Of course. An alchemist and mixology for alcohol are kind of two sides of the same coin. Quite
A little bit of
convenient.
difference. It's all in the art of the flavors, but that doesn't exactly compare to the yes, they're similar. Sorry, I've been told by Ethan I have to be careful with my ramblings.
You're fine. Things might be a bit secretive here. We don't want everyone to know what we do besides brothel work. Quite
Oh,
a lot
of course
my
not.
family members are multi-skilled, to put it covertly.
When it comes to my ramblings, it's less about me rambling on about secrets and more of just
Your passions.
explaining. Yes, that's the word for it, yes.
I find discussions about passions to be most interesting. I've had a mini patron before where he, well, pay for the service and don't really give much else in return. Having a nice conversation makes things go more smoothly, I've found.
Well, I'm sure any man should be honored to speak to a woman of your beauty.
You're a charmer as
Or
well.
woman, I suppose. I just point out details.
So you have a keen eye for details as well.
Well, I chose Corvo because of, well, the bird. I watch. Good at perching, keeping at a distance, observing.
Hey, we got an
I used to have to hide in the shadows a lot more often than some of our kin, so
thing we've been warned
being able to
that
see
causes
things is kind of
interdimensional
important.
levels of trouble is here.
1
Like
second, Corvo.
your eyes.
Did you say there's an issue? Where? And what is it?
So previously we've been warned about this person or persons in a fox mask who have been causing mayhem across different realms, and they're here now.
I see. And let me notify Lord Evelyn.
Yes.
Evelyn,
Yes.
we have some guests wearing face masks of a fox variety. We apparently have received warnings about them, saying they are bad for business. In fact, I think they were mentioned at the meat rack for causing problems. Should we give them a warning or welcome them?
I
perhaps
would give
remove them.
them the opportunity now, and if they make even one mistake, then that'll be their only chance. And if
Hmm.
they continue, then they will be removed.
Understood.
What people consider issues at the meat rack may be very different to what we consider issues here.
Very true. They're very
I do
soft.
not care about human squabbles.
Exactly. They're very soft-skinned individuals that have no tolerance for the more eccentric things.
Exactly. How did your meeting with you-know-who went?
My meeting with you-know-who? You mean with the council, correct?
That and the newcomer.
Corvo. I am still actually having a meeting with him now. He seems to be quite a promising individual. He's an alchemist.
So I have heard.
Now that I actually have your attention, what are your thoughts? I think you'd make a wonderful addition to our family.
As a brothel worker? With all due respect, he didn't really look the... you know what? I'm not going to judge on what people are interested in.
Some people are into interesting things, Evelyn.
Very true.
Not to mention, if we're going to be doing your little plan, your little scheme, in
If you
regards to
think
a
he is
certain...
worth our time, then so be it. But he will be needed to be put on a trial, like the
course.
others were. I already have Jack... Oh god, what is the other small bartender's name? God, I cannot remember their name.
Do you mean Flotsam?
Is it? Yes. Them, Simon, are all going on a mission for me to collect a ship from the House of Soul. I need one for travel for this deal that I've made with Frank.
For Frank?
Yes, he is providing blood to us in larger bolts.
I see, and the ship is for importing it.
Yes.
A bit covert, don't you think, Evelyn?
What do you mean?
Could we not use the portals?
I believe that the people that Frank has hired are shipping these goods to a halfway point. Another island a ways from the Vixen,
So
yes.
that is why it's so covert.
These are humans we are dealing with.
Oh, I am entirely aware, dear. I just didn't think you would be willing to, well...
Work with humans?
No. Be a bit more indirect. You tend to like going straight for the end result. No middlemen.
Unfortunately, he wants to help somebody.
Oh, yes, he's made completely aware. They wanted to be converted. Last I heard.
Not specifically Frank, but somebody else. Apparently they are on the edge of their decision, and they haven't fully made one yet. But anyway. That is the deal that is currently going on with him. And then this other issue with this dragon business. I imagine you will deal with the pickings for that.
I will.
Perhaps send your little alchemist.
That'd make actually quite a splendid idea. I'll have to ask him of his combat prowess.
Then I will let you get back to your meeting.
We will talk a little bit later. I do have some things to discuss.
Very well. I will be around.
Apologies. Had a little security breach which I needed to address.
Situation is ongoing.
It's completely fine.
If you see the
I
person
can always find a way to
pull
entertain
out a
myself.
knife or gun or anything, please let somebody know.
Apologies again, Corvus.
If no one is available at the time, we were told to cut off the mask and burn the body, preferably outside of the inn.
These people are welcome here until they cause any problems. The moment they do, you know what to do. Dispatch of them in any way you see fit.
Yes, Lady Ophelia.
Just keep a close eye. Perhaps some peace and quiet. Sorry, dear, can you remind me what we were talking about?
We talked about how I have skills in perception. We had discussed about working at the bar, my alchemy skills, past friendship with Ethan.
Then perhaps another question. How is your combat prowess?
I can fade away into the shadows and eliminate my targets as quickly as possible. A lot of my gear is, well, I hid it further down the road as I wasn't sure what the limitations were here, but I normally
see.
have my bow and my bow staff. Whenever I work on my toxins, I tend to just lather my hands in it, coat my claws.
Interesting. Tell me, dear, do you know much about dragons?
I know a little bit about their chemical makeup. I know of the strength of their scales, the ferocity of their breath, multiple different types. I know that their wingspans are normally different based on if they're more of a worm or more of a dragon, or that of a dragonling. Depending on the height of the mountains they normally like to hide in. Yes, things of that nature.
Wonderful. There's a certain task that is happening. Not too sure when. But there might be a few... How should I say this?
Hello!
Gigi. You didn't even wait for me to reply. You just barged
I'm sorry.
in.
I have come to say hello.
Nice to see
I
you as
didn't
well,
think you were in
Gigi.
the middle of a conversation. Would you like a drink?
I would actually, yes. I require a refill.
Aren't you a sight?
Now, Gigi. Don't be rude.
Well, I was being polite.
Polite.
I meant that in the most politest way.
Wonderful. A refill, please.
Same as always?
Yes. Sorry again for the interruptions, Corvus. Corvo, sorry. Name is similar to someone I know.
It's fine. The name's interchangeable. I could really care less. And it's also fine. You seem to be the lady of the house, if I'm correct. It makes sense.
You would be correct, yes.
And I wrote some things down that Ethan had taught me before. I'm glad I still have them. But yes, no, it's fine. If you're busy, you're busy.
But yes, back onto the topic of hand. There's a certain group of hunters claiming to come from this Lycan council that we have made a deal with. They seemed a bit suspicious. I am wary of them. but they have asked our services to retrieve a red dragon egg.
A red dragon. It's quite the ask.
Indeed. A chromatic dragon. Not a drake, not a worm, but a dragon. Quite a powerful individual, and I do wonder why they need the egg in the first place. I also asked the Lycan Council, and he said he's not seen a dragon in centuries, so maybe it's just a rumour. If it is a rumour and it's not founded upon anything, I imagine the cloaked individuals that will be assisting us with hunting this red dragon egg. Wow, they might try to make it an assassination attempt. Considering you're an alchemist of very good skill and detail and experience, I think you'll be a wonderful boon to this family.
Well, I would be honored.
I have not yet picked the rest of the entourage that'll be going with you, but you are right now cemented as a solid pick. You'll go on trial here, working at the Fix Inn, but consider this mission to be your introduction.
Quite the introduction.
Sadly, we do not have, well, rankings for our missions. There is no board to take a slip of paper from and partake in said mission. I sadly give out.
Well, do you have any... Do you have any kind of workstation or anything? I mean, if it's going to be a red dragon, some potions that help deal with high intensive body temperatures would be good. Maybe something to help deal with breathing, as the smoke can cause inhalation. Possibly a little bit of nightshade to help deal with any types of poisons from an assassination attempt, or possibly certain types of leaves can help make the skin harder to see. If they want an egg, they don't need us to kill a dragon. Best us to instead just dance around the dragon, take the egg, and then cleanse it of any scent that be left on it. It'd be the only way for the dragon to track it, which can also be done with the right types of ichors.
Knock knock.
Very true. You may enter.
Here's your drink.
Thank you, Violet. Did Gigi
Of course.
become a bit preoccupied or someone?
No, he told me to just bring the drink to you.
He makes the offer to get me a drink, but yet doesn't finish the job. Quite like him.
Yep, that is how Gigi works.
It is indeed.
I also did want to talk to you at some point. Nothing too, long to talk about, but something short. Whenever you're free.
I see. I will seek you out before the night is over.
Alright.
Thank you, Violet.
Of course.
It feels almost unnatural to not be getting stared at too much.
We welcome people here with open arms. Be it vampire or, well, any other apparition of the night. There are all sorts here.
Understood. Well, once again, you do have my thanks for the hospitality.
So how big is this workplace you need to do your alchemical productions?
Well, before I had a desk and a couple of apparatuses, a flask or two, heating station and whatnot. Once I had left that place and Ethan had helped me, I had a small one-person shack with not much headroom. I'm used to working with almost nothing. Had to use my own hands for spoons, so anything is enough for me.
I see. I'm sure we can think of something.
The only things I would be needing would be a mortar and pestle, a flask or two, just very simple things so I can begin work on a couple of things to help. Well, like your alchemist here, I'm sure already does. Make sure your people come home.
I believe the alchemist works at his own workplace. Although, because you're new here, you need to have some sort of house of residence for the time being.
Well, if you wish, I can stay outside. I'm quite used to it.
I don't think that would do. If someone's going to be part of my family, they do not get treated like a homeless person. They get treated with respect.
I'm unfamiliar, but thank you.
Come, walk with me. I wish to show you a place which we could potentially set up a place for you to do your experiments.
Yes, ma'am.
We can talk more when we get there. If you could please close the door behind me.
Of course.
Why don't have you taken the same pot of plan again? What it bad?
Who?
Evelyn.
That's an understatement.
I am burdened with untenable gifts.
I have a proposal.
He taught me how to hunt.
Corvo here is going to be on trial for working here, as we had discussed.
That was nice.
He needs a room to produce his concoctions, as he's an alchemist. I was going to suggest giving him a small portion of the upstairs storage room in the upstairs kitchen.
There went half the people in the place.
At least for the time being.
Very well. There is actually a basement to the upstairs kitchen.
That is exactly the place I'm on about. The
Ah,
storeroom.
you are referring to. I see, I see.
Put stuff on in front of it.
By all means.
Paper or something.
We are not using it, so make the space your own.
Yes. I find the business parties of old have long since passed. We used to use that kitchen quite a lot. Nowadays, not so much.
You've been here before?
It'd be interesting to explain what I get.
Well, if I can make use of something that is now discarded, I do so.
You have a stove.
Discarded, gotten rid of.
So long as you don't destroy it, you are free to use it.
Discarded.
It's like fan fiction. It's never happened. I'm gonna go put it.
Not something I wish to do. Though I might get a little bit messy, but I can clean up.
And just so you are aware,
As long as you clean up after yourself, that is perfectly fine.
Of course.
Did you still need to speak with me?
Apologies. What did I need to speak to you about? I've had quite a lot of people come up to me asking for conversations and I've lost track.
Spend all night with you, darling.
No, I said, did you still need to speak with me? You said that you had things to speak to me about.
I'm having problems trying to remember what exactly it was I was going to talk to you about. I'm sure it
I
will
would take
return
that as
to
a
me
no then.
in time.
I remember the
Mm.
So to be honest, I don't really have much to say on that.
This way, Corvo.
Yes, ma'am.
It has a lot of things like it.
What kind of alchemical concoctions can you come up with that use dragon parts as ingredients?
Well, dragon's blood and the sword naturally is a lot hotter than most others. It's able to keep a consistent boiling point without needing much more than just mild heat to take care of it. So there's a lot of different toxins and whatnot that when used correctly could cause someone's body to, how you say, boil over.
I see. Wow, this would be
It's
the place
also
you can
quite good
conduct your
for-
experiments.
Hmm.
Probably not here, but there is a nice counter and a table over there. We could probably have a few of the boxes moved around to your liking, and well, you can make use of the stove upstairs.
I'm letting you know now that I think your chat is frozen.
Well, it's already a better home than I had before, so I really can't complain. Thank you.
Wonderful. One moment, I'm having a few technical difficulties.
Understood. Take your time.
I am now back. So, if you can, when you're on your journeys, if you find any dragon parts that could be used for your your alchemical needs, be sure to take them. Anything of value as well we can use to sell or use in some regard, also take them as well.
Well, I do travel quite a bit, but I try to be careful. A lot of forest spirits and druids and the such are always having a keen, open eye for someone picking away at their plants, and with the Lycans about as worse than ever, it pays to be cautious, but if I find anything, I'll make sure to report it back to you.
Thank you.
Oh, and Madame, if it doesn't go too far, your eyes are quite striking.
I have been told this quite a few times already, but thank you very much for the compliment. For now, I think we should have you go on trial. How do you feel about
Understood.
starting today? Do a little bit of bartending.
If the help is needed, I will give it.
We are actually very unusually busy. Did not expect so many people to come in. But again, I was in my room the entire time, so I'm pretty sure that they came in, well, without me knowing. Yeah, we could probably play Apex for like a hour. You first, dear.
Thank you.
Can probably play for like an hour, NS. This way, please.
Wait, are you guys making that weird drink again?
I
guess
Something might be made.
That was one of our storerooms.
Well, my idea was hiring
Many
all of them.
cooking ingredients in regards to the kitchen. We have a few storerooms here and there, as well as cupboards for cleaning appliances.
It would be a
invisible stool.
Understood.
Hey, wait, I got this.
this mountain range that's
There you go.
and then there's Stevens coming out of it.
There goes your chair there.
That sounds like a great thing to have to deal with.
We have a few storage boxes as well as a cabinet over there. If you wish to store anything of your belongings here, feel free to do so. Just be sure to label it, as people are, well, going to assume it is the house's belongings.
Understood.
We also have
I'll
another
make sure
storeroom
that
over there
once
as
things
well.
have calmed... Understood. I'll make sure that once things have calmed down, I'll bring over my supplies and my gear.
Of course. If you'd like to come this way as well, I need to show you the place where we store the blood and other things. If you could close the door behind you, please.
Of course.
Again, storage for cooking foods and the like, drinks.
Well, I hope. Yeah,
She is very good.
A successful extermination.
And down here is the cellar, where we store our blood, as well as any alcoholic beverage. Our supply of blood is a bit low at the moment, though. Normally we would have all of these large barrels filled, but due to the shortage of our harvest, well, we only have this one partially full.
So I'm happy to rely on people who are more ordinary to even fight them.
There's no shortage of non-magical beings.
I may have started
To use the
production on something that
appliances
might be a bit bigger than I thought I was.
of the inn,
Have you heard of a
you need to
152 millimeter?
touch this phase.
Yes,
That's big.
They've had it pointed at me.
Yes,
Understood.
I've started production on
It's not the
those just
size that
because
matters,
I
it's what
can't
you
breathe.
do with it.
I'm sure Nina can tell you the,
I've started
well, the
making
ropes,
those so I
give
can
you a
reach
menu of
the
our
cross where I
different
can't
kinds of drinks and beverages and food,
I'm sure.
and then
That'll
you
be
serve
fun.
people
That's a lot of
accordingly.
fun.
Also bear in mind, there is a drink called the French Kiss. If someone were to order such a thing, wow, the beverage is not so much a drink, it is a kiss for the one they are paid. However, we do not make it clear that that is what to expect. So,
I just
Wait, is this hat actually
the
green?
customer will get a surprise, or maybe an expected
Samantha, have
thing.
you marked them
Okay,
yet?
then I must be
Depends.
colorblind.
I'm sorry.
But it's quite the extortionate amount,
The
so do not expect it to happen much.
symbols on all
Just
of
give
this
them a little nip, like right here. Mark them.
Well, I can respect that.
Yes, that's what Ethan does. That's what Ethan and I do. with,
We also have a drink
Wait, I'm
called
gonna get
snake
rolled
oil.
if you do that.
It's what
Snake
I do
oil
with Ethan.
is
It's there since
the
probably
bartender's specialty.
Not on
You can go as
here, look.
wild as you
That's
want
what
with
you
it,
left on me. I thought that was the
mix in
bottom
anything you
line.
want. And you being an alchemist, I can imagine you have quite a lot of
Oh no, I
fun.
can smell mother on.
The thing with the snake
And
oil is a
bird.
gimmick. It's different every time based upon who serves you.
A lot more her than
And it's also different every
probably.
time you order it, because the recipe is not set in stone. I know quite a few times we've had Yanis and the like put soap into patrons' drinks. Yes, soap.
So I learned about this thing because somebody told it to me.
So be as eccentric
keep
as you
my
want.
words
This
to
like
myself.
chocolate cake blended up,
Understood.
and then they serve it as a
I'll make sure that customers enjoy whatever they're about to drink.
It was delicious.
That'd be sick.
Wonderful. I know sometimes the staff just like use the snake oil as a means to
Aren't you supposed to put something else in it?
let out the mischievous side.
Yeah, you put milk in it, so I got some of this milk and I put it in there. It was delicious.
Thanks, Ines.
I let out my mischievous side by getting my work done.
Wonderful. If you need any kind of bed sheets or pillows, we can give you some now, and you can take it up into the storeroom upstairs. Apologies for not giving you
Heaven.
a proper bed, but the rooms are mostly booked out, as well as the VIP rooms are reserved.
Oh my god.
I'm actually used to normally rocks and caves, so having a pillow alone was I'm very thankful.
If you'll come with me, I can get you a bed sheet and a pillow right now.
I don't carry my genius.
Have your bed set up and then come down to work.
If you want to make it, I can always just grab all the ingredients for it.
No, I have to go. She's the one that also makes the menu. She's never gonna prove it. Same as she won't approve Pilk or Will.
I hate Milk. I fucking hate Nina, are you
Listen,
are you approving
these
things?
says that they're forced to serve that shit. I don't want to do it, but once you...
I'm turning off.
The whole testing milk thing, whatever they're doing.
Stop saying you did it,
like,
you know?
kind of like diplomacy kind of part. They kind of just want to make the entire place a church location. So it's like, it's a pain in the butt when you're having to fight two fronts. There's one a demon and one a holy church, and after it's like,
God.
How are we meant to do?
Used to be so much simpler. You just kind of told the church
Like cows
where the
before? I don't know how they got to like churches and neighbors.
towards the demons. You know, instead of just questioning
Hey,
you about how you
just so you know, I'm probably gonna head out. I am like crashing super hard right now. You may close the inn when you're ready.
Crashing as in like tired.
Yeah.
Back then I used to
I'm like so tired.
That's so much Minecraft. It's rotting your brain, Kazuki.
No, it's not even. I haven't even played that much.
You say that, but you had the server open yesterday, today, and also Monday.
Yeah, I didn't play that much.
No, because I remember one
Anyway, I gotta jump out.
I'll be sure. I'll close it up in 45 minutes. Normally at 5 AM for me.
Have you heard about the guild going back to the
Sounds good. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
The time before that. No, the time before that.
I didn't think they were selling.
You know, I'm not. No one's gonna stop you.
Oh, we're going back there.
Different groups coming in.
We needed the, you know,
First, it was the people from my village.
Here you are, dear. Your bed sheets and your pillow.
Thank you.
In order. Of the Wendigo and my village.
Even though he's a demon, that's him. This is a holy expedition.
Not the greatest thing.
The masked individuals we were warned about.
What? He's rather,
I was about to say.
Yes.
I can't
Way
say
Bastic
that
would agree to that.
after that day.
Oh, he agreed to it, but he's just like, it's not really a holy expedition because he's just going on this. He wants to go back to that planet.
So,
Instead of going
you may move the boxes as you like, the tables as you like, upstairs,
That's just what they're calling
and
it.
set up your own little place to rest.
That's just what they're calling it, but it's not going to rid him of his sins.
Is your village like anti?
Understood.
Grabbing him and trying to like purify him.
Oh, they're not coming. Obviously, they're not coming. They have no involvement in this. That's just they're just telling him, oh, you're doing this, and this is your holy
They came for
position
me.
to rid you of your sins. That's just like, I'm going there, but yeah, on the
Amongst our
side,
brothers and
no,
sisters.
that's not what it is.
I would still be careful. I would still be careful. Inquisition.
That signal was what he's doing.
It'll be
It's not
funny.
much you can do
Stastic has the entire backing of the guild.
I kind of live
wear
there
like a holy symbol
for all of my.
Oh fuck no.
Not all of
I would
my.
just hurt him.
A majority of it.
Exactly. That's why don't make him do it.
I've lived 180
Even if none of
years.
it.
No.
They'll just hand him like a
Plus,
pendant and
Bastic's
say,
not even on
"Wear
the
this."
mission. Bastic's not even on the mission to go to the planet.
My best friend is
He's
totally using.
commanding it from the side, but the actual members have already been picked. Well,
I'm
almost been picked.
an adult.
Well, obviously we're going to open it to like other people can visit.
Yeah.
Well, every now and then.
As you already know,
Are you lost,
Okay,
dear?
I am already lost.
You are perfectly fine. I've had lots of people say that it is a maze.
Like the area, like once every 2 weeks, apparently.
I don't know. I have this feeling that it might be closings.
I have a feeling that we.
I mean, it's kind of dead in here. I mean, most of us are dead.
Are we at the closing time?
I believe we are at
See,
closing.
the reanimated part is the important part, not the dead part. Like, guess you have to.
We are not yet at closing time. We still have
I'm taking a bet.
30 to 45 minutes.
Very well.
And following you. Like a stalker when I was invited.
I imagine it will take you quite some time to get used to this place.
I suppose it will, but a journey I do not mind.
I'm sure you'll find yourself quite familiar with the place eventually.
Worst comes to worst, I'll find a nice place to perch and then just observe.
Of course.
Good way to learn.
He opens a portal.
Find some over.
Thank you. His money.
The room's free.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
If you're ready.
Indeed. We had a generous donation this morning.
Bye, Blondie.
Oh,
Yes.
I'll just keep my
No,
money
what are you
back
gonna
and
say?
stick it back in the
I was just gonna say, like, this is probably where I'm gonna call it too, actually.
Have a lovely night, Samantha. And you too. Kid.
You want a Netflix and chill?
I mean, I'm open to anything, bro. Like,
There won't be much chilling, Jack.
it's up to you, man. Like, I'm just here. I just exist. It is entirely up to you if you want.
I don't mind. Where's the
Go
moon,
ahead,
by the
hon.
way? I have no clue where
Sorry about that.
It seems that a lot of people are starting to head to their rooms.
I was surprised how much time just seemed to have flown by.
Yes, we still have a bit of time left over, but it seems that, well, with a certain person's departure, everyone has followed suit.
All the rooms have been taken as well, ma'am.
Wonderful. Second week in a row, is it now? Perhaps third.
Second, if I'm not mistaken.
Wonderful. Business is good. In which case, we will close up early. I will ring the clock.
Of course, ma'am.
We will close fully in the next 12 minutes. If you so wish to explore and make yourself comfortable, please do so.
Stay where you wish.
I suppose that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Once again, thank you very much for the hospitality.
You're very welcome. So how have you found your stay so far?
Well, feels good to have carpet under the feet and, well, clean wood.
Would you like a drink?
I believe I've had 2 drinks now at this point.
That's fine then. Apologies, I like to finish the day off with a nice drink.
I'm sure I wouldn't exactly complain, but...
Just so you are aware, when it comes to closing time, most of the staff goes around and closes the curtains.
Oh. So that's already being done.
It is
I can
already
understand
being done,
why.
yes. The sun is coming up and it's going to be quite blinding. Sadly, we are, well, lacking a bit of staff at the moment. I think everyone was a bit preoccupied with their patrons they are serving.
I'm sure they're just invested in the people, which... or a brothel in an inn. That seems pretty smart. Clever.
Of course. We do strive to
intuitive,
give very
smart.
good service.
Pardon, I'll be taking my leave.
Of course, Vernon. Thank you very much for your service once again. Although I'm very surprised it is only you who is saying their farewells. It seems everyone either left sooner or they became a bit preoccupied.
It sounds like everyone was hired tonight.
It is one of those days.
Steele is going to be having some fun with me now. And Jack has... did not catch the name. Samantha has a kit.
I see. I'm so happy that we are getting so much business. I thought that after Sebastian's death we would get none. But since then, things have recovered. Which is good news.
Sure, just over some more time. It'll be back to how it used to with business.
Let us hope so.
Have a lovely night.
You too. Have a safe journey. And I will see you next time.
As always.
Allow me to close the gates behind you.
Thank you, Mum.
Until next time, Ronan. It's quite a nice and calm place, isn't it? A lovely waterfall. A forest surrounding us.
I'd say the opposite.
You say the opposite.
The blood he spoke of, I smelled it on the way here. Thought nothing of it at first. Figured, well, from what I'd heard, this was a brothel. Maybe just a couple of lovers got a bit excited one night, but I could still smell it.
I will need to look into this. Perhaps you can escort me later on, as we go looking for the source of his blood.
Well, any excuse to spend time with the lady of the house. Sounds like, wouldn't some men pay for that?
They would indeed, although they were expecting a bit more than just, well, my company.
Well, your company has suited me quite well today. I believe that's all that would be required.
I'll just put this in the sink and I'll be, well, right with you. Already coming up with concoctions in your mind with what to make use of our ingredients, I am assuming?
Yes, sorry, actually having resources at my disposal. Ideas, small little drinks here and there.
I'm probably going to retire for the night.
I think it would be good if I did the same.
Indeed. I'll perhaps call for you a little later on, or tomorrow in regards to checking out what that smell of blood is.
I will do what I can to assist.
I will see you whenever I see you again next. I do hope you rest well.
Same to you as well, and thank you.
You are welcome.
party goes over, you just have them emerge from the fucking thing, all with primitive scuba suits, and they just start attacking the party in the water.
I hate it here.
Oh, my
Like
legs.
how zombies can't really die, and like if you drown them, they just turn into like.
I'm gonna
the
move
drowned
to a
side
site where
even
no
worse.
one fucking lives.
So like, if you eat, like,
With-
people say like,
You know
oh, I'll
there's
just
a
walk
lot
over
of
the surface
houses
of the
there.
water. You can have
Wisconsin isn't. Everybody's just
you
trying
can
to
have
commit
liches,
suicide.
because liches cannot like.
I have a
liches
friend
walk
who
over
lives
the
in
water because they can't
Wisconsin.
swim, so they just
They're
kind of
lying
float
to
there.
you,
You can
I'm
have
sorry.
liches all on the other side, just like standing there. They
Not-
can't go
they don't
over the
really
water because
exist.
the
They're
liches
just
will
a
shoot at them.
figment
They
of
can't go under the
reality
water because the
exist.
vampires are all.
I feel like gaslighting.
That's a good trap.
Also, blood magic works underwater. Blood magic.
That's done. Wait.
Because blood magic does not require invocation. Blood magic is just thought.
You want to know something that Jack has, but he never does?
Well, wouldn't. Wait.
The cape. You told me this the other day. Yes. He has the cape
Hey.
toggle.
There's no
Fucking use it.
downside to that. That's so weird. There's no actual real downside to that.
To blood magic?
No, why would you not be able to use like blood magic underwater?
I've done that elsewhere where I've just been like,
So you probably couldn't use blood magic underwater because of the consistency of blood would get diluted by the water. So if you want to use blood magic underwater, you'd also need to have some sort of magic to ward off the water from mixing with the blood and diluting it.
stare at me and just be like, Jack, what are you doing?
Okay, I mean that makes a little bit more sense. You think,
Unless-
okay, use blood magic, but
Unless,
then
of course, what you're
just
doing is that
wash
you're
away or something.
congealing the blood and then making it solidified using iron in the blood. But even then, that's still kind of that's taxing. The downside with blood magic is that you don't have mana, you use your own blood. Like, for example, Ophelia, all of her magical abilities is blood magic. To make her blood armor, she has to sacrifice her own blood, or to fire, like, blood lances, she also needs to use her own blood. Or, which is what the thing is going to be for her, is that I actually have her set up an ammo system. I have a move called a sanguinate, which is basically like drain blood. When I use it on someone, I gain 50 points. This is obviously an internal game mechanic for me. I gain 50 points of blood magic, or blood ammo, and every spear costs like 1 or 5. And basically once I've expended all that, I then have to start using my own blood, which will be bad.
Well,
Because
wouldn't your strategy be get blood from someone else? And then
yeah, that's why
use that, or-
exsanguinate. Yeah, so basically exsanguinate is basically what she can do. But if she's against an enemy that has no blood, she's kind of fucked. She can't do anything. She can use her own blood, but by
Yeah.
doing that,
That's
it's difficult.
That's a crazy detriment. Like you can't use your own, but if you would have to get them from everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and then use your own to do it. And if you run out of that blood, you're
Which also goes in tandem with
That's crazy.
Ophelia's current detriment, which is she basically has 6 drain. Every time she heals someone, she needs to roll a d20. If she rolls a 20 to a 15,
God, we are going
she only uses up 1 drain to heal that person.
all night. Jack is just
15
gonna come
to
back, just like,
I think it's like 15 to 10. It's like 14 to 10 or 14 to 5. It's 2, and then 5 to 1. It's 3. And basically, she has 6 drain tokens. Which, the first 3 drain tokens she takes up, she goes into being hungry. 2 more after that is ravenous, and then the last drain after that, she ends up going into a bloodlust or blood frenzy. She will attack anyone, friend or foe, until she basically replenishes her blood that she's lost.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
God,
That's crazy. It's like it seems. I thought it looks like vampires are like confusing when you use magic.
I try to put like
In a sense.
realism and a system to the magic stuff. I'm not sure how people are going to do it. For personally, for me, if I'm using blood magic, I either have to use my own magic, my own blood, or other people's blood.
like myself, my normal.
You know what's weird? Because in there's like video games, they have there's a character or there's a class in a game that I play. It's like they're called vampire lords, but they use both mana and like they have like a blood meter and they also use mana as well. But when you use the skills, you use like a lot of blood meter, I guess. But when they use, wait.
Wants to go away.
when they use skills or other different skills, I think use mana, but I'm not sure about that though. But I know they have like a blood meter because every time you're attacking enemies, you're taking blood from them,
Just drink it at the end of the night.
and that fills it up. They also use mana too.
So Ophelia does use mana and blood. So what I've made with that is that the blood is a resource that she can form, kind of like clay, and mana is what she uses to shape the blood into this various kind of things. It basically keeps it whole. So, for example, if you have blood magic and use it underwater, you could say that the mana is what's repelling the water away from the blood, as well as solidifying the blood to be a weapon. So that way you're using both resources.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So you would use, so you wouldn't use mana more than you would use this like blood magic.
It's a bit a mixture of both. For example, her blood armor, which you can't see on her, which I need to put on, it'll be a mixture of blood as a resource to form like the basic structure of it, but then mana is the thing that's kind of keeping it together and keeping it solid. So it's kind of like putting a spell that's kind of permanent on it into its spells.
I swear to God, if I hear
that's powerful. That's cool too as well.
Plans have like a big blood orb.
You basically have two resources as them.
Exactly.
No, I can't.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't. That's a one.
Because you just be super powerful as well. Because wait, Jack.
He does it every
Jack, you don't use. You don't. I mean, you don't use any magic, do you?
Magic?
Do you use magic for your character or no?
Like effects?
Like yeah, like use like blood
I
magic.
only came in for
or
the last
or...
hour, so
I have blood magic, but it's mainly like mundane
nothing
things.
much
like
really happened, Kreskin.
refill a cup
I'm sorry,
of
your
wine,
belly's hurting. Are you
clean
okay?
clothes, and then just like talk to beasts.
But nothing big happened, from my understanding.
You don't. Okay. So
I don't
you would
do
use
any of the fancy,
you would use
like,
both
explosions
resources and like.
Yeah. Or,
oh, okay.
Again, Ophelia has an artifact that allows her to use much more powerful blood magic. Without the artifact, she wouldn't have her blood armor, her blood lance, her blood orb, and her blood claws. She'd only have exsanguinate. Her other, like, 4 abilities
This
is
Netflix show
locate
is
item, essence sight, blur, and something else. I can't know what the other thing was. But basically, yeah.
Hey, yo, bastard, can I get a steak? Thanks, man.
That's what I think. Because I know Kreskin's character uses like blood magic, but I don't know if he uses both like both mana and blood. I just know he uses blood.
I have an idea.
That's why I was like, I thought Jack
one of those
also did the same.
Hide the person that's in it,
The same.
and your head will peek
But that's
out
cool.
only whenever you put your head through the barrier.
I like.
Hey, yo, chef, can I
I
get
like
one of those
I like
super
making
big
magic
meals
systems
stored through the portal?
for things.
I wanted to make something similar to like magic, but like from like how Tales Games does like ability points kind of
As
thing.
soon as it goes through, it just
Because at first they used to use like mana, and now like then they switched to like ability points where you can only do so many actions before you have to wait for it to refill and then do a bunch of other stuff in it. But yeah, I want to do something like that.
You could, if you wanted to, you could have it so that... Bye-bye. You could have it set up to... Say, for example, you're doing elemental magic, right? You have wind, water, fire, and earth. If you want to cast a fireball, that requires you to have 2 points of fire and 1 point of wind. But once you've obviously expended all your fire, you can't use fire magic. You can focus on wind or water or earth. If you instead wanted to be like, I want to throw a mud ball or make a mud screen like on the floor so people slide, has a mixture of water and earth based upon different points. So you can kind of have like 10 points for each element. You can mix and match what you do. You can even merge them together to make different kind of elements. But once you've expended them in that specific point, you still have other points to use. Say, for example, you still have wind or earth or something like that. But you are limited to, you can't make any more magic or spells that incorporate fire because you've used up all your fire points. Obviously, you can change it here and there, but that's instantly something I come up with initially from just, thinking about it on the spot. It doesn't have to be that.
My character is having a
Yeah, that's
panic
cool.
attack.
I gotta make like a.
He's not
I
sleeping.
gotta make like a
He's not
system for
sleeping
that.
because the fox.
I'd actually had an elf
Because I
character.
kind of like make fantasy characters
In
with
his fucking
mana and stuff like that.
fate or whatever the fuck he just.
Fantasy characters are pretty
And,
fun. Like
Yeah,
the
they are.
character I have for different RPs.
The only
uses
thing this
it,
character
but I
remembers
wanted
when
to
he
use like
is the fox dude's attack.
he doesn't use mana, so he uses like something else. But then I wanted to say he uses like ability points or something.
So Kit's just like, oh,
Pretty cool.
well, nice mask, dude. Pretty poggers mask.
Whoa, what character is
Cool, I
this?
also got a mask, I have to wear it.
As you can probably see,
And Jack's like, oh, well, pretty cool.
she used to work at the Purple Lotus. If you can see the screen.
My character is currently like.
She does not really shop much
Oh,
anymore.
the
though.
Purple Lotus.
Yeah, I used to work for the European branch, but that was like 2 years ago. She's gone missing, probably back to her homeland world, but she is an elf. But she's a kind of elf that is, you are what you eat. She was originally a nature elf, but due to eating mana, fire mana from fire mana crystals or just from any kind of thing, she switched over to a fire elf. You can also get like hybrids as well, so there's the primary, secondary, and tertiary elements. Tertiary is dark and light, primary is wind, water, earth and fire, secondary is lightning, ice, nature and I think it was entropy was the one I came up with. And basically you could become any element you wanted, as long as you mixed them together, it's fine. For example, if you mixed entropy and nature together with dark magic, you would probably get decay as an element. If you were to mix fire and earth together, you get magma. If you were to mix water and wind together, you get typhoon. Or something like that.
He's just very cute. He's 20.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just very small and cute and made to be compared.
Yeah, I'll do like an element system at some point, like something like that. That'd be cool.
I like element systems, but I can get a bit too over the top of it, so.
It's like more awkward than anything. It's like, huh.
Yeah, no. That's,
also, why the fuck
like I tried to make it. Well, I tried to make it like.
Thank you, Fizzbone.
Not as confusing, but it's still pretty. But it still can be like super complicated. But yeah, I kind of like how like Tales games do, you know, mana and ability point. I actually like it now because they used to do like the whole mana thing, and then you had to use like 2 different items just to refill it, and then
Make sure people don't just have.
then they had I think the latest one, like Tales of Arise, used like a system where everybody shared one different mana pool, which is like,
oh dear. That sounds very complex.
It's okay. It's okay, but like you had to really micromanage, and it's like
Anyway, I'm gonna head
that's
off.
pretty cool though.
I need to charge my stuff.
See you later.
Bye, Imposter Bear. Goodbye,
Bye,
you too.
Dying, and he was just like, oh god, this just feels bad. And so he picked up his soul with his scythe. And
Did my thing freeze? It did freeze. Of course it froze. When will you ever not freeze? I never freeze. Okay, so we were quite busy today. We had what, 3 different combinations, well, 3 different streams. We had Vixen at the start, we had Taco Tuesday, and then we had more Vixen. Sorry that it was a bit hectic. Yeah, it's plug time. Sorry it was a bit hectic and busy, but you know, that's what happens when you have different kinds of roleplays and you get involved with. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed your time and that it was a nice, entertaining experience. I can only hope that that's what that's what you guys had. But yes, as Arcane Wing says, this is plug time. If you liked what you saw here today, please consider giving me a follow. It helps the channel out, but most importantly, it lets you know whenever I go live again next. We also have a Discord that is now in the chat. The Discord, if you go there, you can have discussions about any kind of roleplay that I'm part of. talk about the events that's happened, talk about theories or anything like that. You know, have fun, go wild with it. We also have, you know, you can also share links, share clips, share music, share funny memes, share artwork. And you can also give feedback as well if you feel like I did something wrong, I did something bad, you want to see something changed, anything added, anything improved. Please let me know. I cannot change things without you telling me what you would like. And then last but not least, we also have the Twitter. It is non-safe for work, so please, no minors. And it's crashed again. As I was saying, we have a Twitter. It is non-safe for work, so please, no minors. I'm a woman of culture and I like my smut. But on there, you will also get notified whenever I go live there as well. But that is it for me today. I'll see you guys Friday for gang stuff. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. And I will see you next time. You too, Gabe. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, bye everyone. Thank you very much for the support. Take care.